So, da sind wir wieder live auf YouTube. Wir gucken uns heute die UK Nationals an. Es sind schon die ersten 2 Runden vorbei. Wir haben schon zweimal gesehen, wie Branded auf die Fresse bekommen hat. Und zwar richtig doll. Und deshalb werden wir mal gucken, ob das jetzt so weitergeht oder nicht. Wir haben den wunderbaren Nadir als Kommentator mit dabei. Für alle, die nicht kennen, das ist Fafa. Wir werden mal herausfinden, was so die besten Decks sind, denn für mich sind die UK Nationals so die ersten größeren nach den spanischen. Wir gucken einfach mal, was da passiert. Was denkt ihr denn? Was sind so die besten Decks? Was kann man so spielen? Was ist gerade der Gu? Der Plan ist quasi, wir gucken uns mal das hier an. Das hier sind die Nationals, da gucken wir einmal rein. Ich werde das gleich aber so machen, dass wir in das Ding hier reingehen. Dann kann ich nämlich schön hier euch Gameplay zeigen, und zwar ein bisschen größer. Ich habe mich gerade gemerkt, das ist ganz schön klein, wenn ich das so im Stream reinzeige, und so ist es halt ganz nice. Weil so sehen wir nämlich so ziemlich, was so abgeht. Das ist eigentlich ganz cool. Oder nicht? Ist das doch vom Layout ist doch nice, oder? Also ich finde das so eigentlich ganz schön, wenn wir sehen, wie Brandon hier auf die Fresse bekommt. Und dann können wir so wechseln, wenn die hier labern, ist doch auch ganz nice. Aber ansonsten könnt ihr mich so sehen, ist doch auch schön. Was sind denn für euch so die besten Decks aktuell? Würde mich mal echt interessieren, was ihr denkt, was so die besten Decks sind. Julian ist by the way auf Twitch auch live, wenn ihr bei Julian vorbeigucken möchtet. Ich wollte bei Twitch auch gerade rein live gehen, aber ich habe gedacht, komm, nehme ich YouTube so wie immer. Moin, Meister. Wie geht's dir? Alles fresh, so wie immer? Lass uns mal im Hintergrund gucken, was sie hier zu erzählen haben.
I assume that's just not viable anymore because you need your normal summon effects sometimes of Princess or Petal, is it? Is that what it is?
The build that I am playing specifically could very well
Nach Siak hat
play
sich
the
jetzt auf jeden Fall
adventure
einiges geändert.
because, as I said earlier, I'm all about just resolving the unexpected die or sunseed combo.
Yeah.
But I felt
Also wir haben
like
gerade, by the way,
playing,
Rika versus
cross
Branded
out
gesehen.
was better because if
it
you're
just a
going
space issue?
second,
It's a space issue, I suppose.
it's you could only play the cross out and the hand traps or the adventure package.
By the way, Thomas
and I'd
Rose ist
rather
der
have
gerade gewonnen hat.
my hand traps, so I've got 8 hand traps in the main deck for the cross out package, which are good going second.
Especially into
versus-
super heavy and maybe
Yeah.
things like that.
Versus potentially if I was playing the adventure engine and I wanted to stick to 40, I probably wouldn't have space for any hand traps at all.
Okay. Fair. No, that's a very eloquent and in-depth
Auch
description of your
krass,
deck. It's really great
Thomas
to
Rose mal wieder zu
see
sehen.
you this weekend defending your, to an extent, your national championship, going for the second. Don't think we've ever had a 2-time national
Was ist
champion
übrigens mit
in the
Nadir
UK.
hier?
So how are you feeling in terms of your confidence
Was ist da
for the rest
los?
of the weekend?
It's an odd one. I
Nadir
like to
existiert
play
gar nicht, der ist
competitive
einfach,
to the highest
der ist-
level, but
der sitzt
I
eigentlich zu Hause.
recognize that I'm not in the most competitive position given the opportunities I've had to prepare for the event. So I have been conscious of that in my deck building to
You've worked around
give-
it.
Yeah, I've played to my specific scenario to give myself the best chance. I don't think that I would be a favorite for the event given the preparation that I've had, but I'm giving it everything I've got, and I'm hopeful.
Okay, that's in the end, that's what matters. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into this little interview between myself and Tom Rose. Cheer him on if you would like to see some more of that Rika action
Rose,
later
Rose,
in the
Rose.
tournament, and we should hopefully be back momentarily
Also
with
eigentlich gar
round
keinen
number
Bock auf
3.
Rika.
Thank you, Tom.
Wie hoch ist die Wahrscheinlichkeit, dass du einen weiteren Aubertin Cup veranstaltest? Mochte die Idee eigentlich gerne. Du meinst, dass ich mit meinem eigenen Deck spielen lasse, meinst du? Schwierig. Weil das Power-Level der letzten Jahre so hoch gegangen ist, dass die neueren Decks, die ich geprofiled habe, die alten Decks auf jeden Fall schlagen würden. Ja, das Blue-Eyes-Ding. Ich finde es immer noch faszinierend, dass sie in diesem ganzen Clip, den die jetzt hier zeigen, nicht einmal zeigen, wie die Karten aussehen. Obwohl die da so richtig so High-Quality-Shit gemacht haben. Und so wie ich es verstanden habe, kriegen wir auch nicht 3 Blue Eyes, sondern wir kriegen nur ein Blue Eyes, so wie ich es verstanden habe, oder? Yugioh Progression Series, nice. Und ein paar Karten. Und 3 Karten, die es nur da gibt. Okay. Aber man kann das nachher so als Deck... Ja, okay, das ist natürlich ganz witzig. Die weiter mit der Yugioh Corporation. Nice. Ob es jetzt 2000 Euro wert ist, ist halt die Frage, ne? Ich glaube nicht, dass es 2000 Euro wert ist. Was sagt ihr? 2000 Euro ja, nein, vielleicht. Gästecard. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Let's go. Das könnte einfach alles sein. Ist das ein Balkon? Ich bin so schlecht in diesem Spiel. Ist das eine Mutant-Karte? Das ist eine Mutant-Karte, ne? Ist auf jeden Fall irgendeine Mutant-Karte. Oh, die Karte ist Mutant. Okay. Ja, hätte man drauf kommen können, wenn man es weiß. Sagt mir auch ja nix. Ja, Karten über 10 Euro sind auch schon, ne, ist halt PV-Karte. Das ist Hulk, oder? Christian Hulky Firex. Kriege ich jetzt extra Punkte dafür? Ah ne, das ist ein Magnetkrieger. Aber war das Gamma? Oh, das ist der neuere davon. Delta? Also, aber ihr müsst zugeben, die Augen sehen fast aus wie Hulk. Aber das ist wahrscheinlich, weiß nicht, Delta oder so ein Scheiß. Epsilon. Never guessed it. Eigentlich sind die gar nicht so schwierig. Wenn man sich viel mit den Karten beschäftigt, kriegt man wahrscheinlich die meisten Karten raus. Aber wenn du halt so ein Low-Quality-Image bekommst wie das hier, wo du halt nur Pixel siehst, ist das auch nicht hilfreich. Komm, weniger Pixel. Blackwing-Karte. Zumindest lila Flügel. Ist nah dran, oder? Holy. Oh mein Gott, das ist gar keine Ahnung. Ja, ich weiß es übrigens immer noch nicht. Komm, zeig mir das ganze Bild. Dann kann ich wenigstens weinen, dass ich nicht weiß. Ja, das ist auf jeden Fall eine Agent-Karte. Das hat Mars. Aber Epsilon ist einer der neueren Karten. Venus. Alter, warum ist auf Venus der rote Planet drauf? Was soll das? Das ist Mars. Da sind 3 Planeten drauf. Ja, okay. Gäste Card. Ich bin auf jeden Fall so schlecht. Ich habe bis jetzt noch keine einzige erraten. Grün. Predator Plant. Ich bin richtig gut in dieses Spiel. Danke, das hat auf jeden Fall sehr geholfen. Ich bin so schlecht da drin. Das ist ja der Wahnsinn. Oh mein Gott. Es wird nicht besser. Ist das der Kopf oder ist das der Rumpf? Ach du Kacke. Hallo, Cisco Enter. Hallo. Semix. Ist einer von den neuen Niederkarten, ist das hier Kaisen oder das Ding heißt? Kaiser. Ich war nah dran. Ist zwar keine Ninja-Karte, aber ich war close. Really close. Oh, ist das ein Sixpack? Wim. Das ist kein Sixpack. Das ist irgendein Fuß. Ist das hier Manticore oder so ein Scheiß? Dieser komische Chimera-Ding? Nee, das ist hier Simorg, der Vogel, der den extra Normen zusammen gibt, glaube ich. Also auf jeden Fall ein Simorg-Ding. Ich habe nur keine Ahnung, wie das Ding heißt. Ja, das ist das Ding, was den extra Normen zusammen gibt, ja. Der hat 1800 ATK, das weiß ich. Guck mal, Simorg, Bird of Perfection. Ich war zumindest nah dran. Immerhin. Ich bin einfach so schlecht da drin, das ist der Wahnsinn. Und wieder der Koffer, yes, Mann. Harry Metal Carrying Case. Let's go. Na, das war's schon. Na, geht doch. Konami. Gästecard. Es wird nicht einfacher, glaube ich, oder? Aber so lange können wir ein bisschen weitergehen ja mit den Duellen. Boah. Ja, ich habe tatsächlich gar keine Ahnung, was das sein könnte. Ach, eine Vampirkarte. Wie ist der Vampir Scourge? War der andere, ne? Kommt mal ein Master Duel Stream? Vielleicht. Ich habe jetzt ein bisschen mehr Zeit, vielleicht streame ich auch ein bisschen öfter. Vampir Ghost. Ja. Zumindest habe ich Vampirkarte erkannt. Immerhin das. Guess the card. Federn oder Pflanze. Könnte beides sein. Oder Haare. Danke dafür. Ach, seid hier nicht der Brown Skilled Magician? Ja, das ist der, den kannst du Kuribo holen. Beste Karte. Was die anderen holen halt wenigstens ein großes Monster, der holt einfach nur Kuribo. Aber ich habe mir das einfach noch nie so genau angeguckt. Der hat ja ein Bein von Kuribo und hat quasi aus seinem Körper ein Kleid gemacht. Das ist ein bisschen morbide. Okay, Skilled Brown Magician, nicht Brown Skilled Magician. Guess the card, yes. Irgendein Iceberry-Monster. Nein. Das ist nicht mal nah dran. Das ist irgendeine Maschine. Ist das hier ein Pylon-Monster? Ist das Ding nochmal Omega oder so? Oh ne, ich bin komplett woanders. Welches Deck auf Sterben spielen werde? Das ist eine sehr gute Frage, die ich aktuell selber noch nicht weiß. Ist das hier Phoenix Nephthys oder so ein Scheiß? Ist das Dualmonster? Chaos Nephthys. Ungelogen, ich habe diese Karte in meinem Leben noch nie gesehen. Aktuell teste ich viel mit Sprite rum, weil das einfach das Deck, was ich ganz gerne spiele. Aber ob das Deck auf der DM sein wird, keine Ahnung. Ich habe mich letztes Mal bei der DM auch eine Woche vorher umentschieden, also ist auf jeden Fall alles möglich. Boah, ach du Scheiße. Ja, der hat ein Spiel auf der Brust. Und er hat einen Play-Button. Da, wo man nicht anfassen sollte, wenn ich der andere wäre. Ich habe diese Karte in meinem Leben noch nie gesehen. Aber die ist ja heller funny. Auf den ganzen Kameras überall. Epigonen der Impersonation Invader. Okay, die ist auch nicht mal gut, die Karte. Was ist da mit dem Support ausprobiert? Ne, habe ich noch nicht ausprobiert. Ich glaube auch nicht, dass der Support wirklich super viel bringt. Ich glaube, es sind 2 Karten, die ganz okay waren. Aber ich glaube nicht, dass es trotzdem noch nicht viable wird. Solange halt du Rise im Format hast, ist das Ding einfach. Weil wenn du gegen Kaschira spielst, gehst Second, hast verloren. Das Ding kenne ich, das weiß ich auch nur wegen diesem MET-Video. Das ist irgendein Submarine-Ding, was ein Normal-Monster specialen kann. Das ist diese komische Schule da, ne? Ja. Ja. Ich habe nur keine Ahnung, wie das Ding heißt. Irgendwas mit Submarine School oder so. Ist auf jeden Fall heller cute, das Artwork. Submarine Tour Guide. Ja, irgendwie sowas. Ja, genau. Wenn du Normal hast, kannst du den Special. Muss ich doch. Irgendwas danach.
Celebrate a quarter century of the Yu-Gi-Oh card game.
Yay.
Banlist the Tormentor, Slifer the Sky Dragon, the Winged Dragon of Ra. These ancient cards from the beginning of time can all be yours, including 3 Egyptian god cards, plus 3 variant cards and 6 booster packs. From the dawn of dueling, Yu-Gi-Oh! Legendary
Also ich werde mich auf jeden Fall nochmal mit Salmanga beschäftigen, wenn Arise halt nicht mehr im Format ist. Vorher wahrscheinlich nicht. Also sonst lohnt sich es einfach nicht. Aktuell sind so viele Decks im Format irgendwo spielbar, dass es schwierig ist. Und Salmanga lebt halt auch ein bisschen davon, ähnlich wie Sprite, dass du halt viele Non-Engine-Karten reinpacken kannst. Wenn du aber nicht weißt, wogegen du die Karten reinpacken musst, dann weißt du halt auch nicht, was du da rein tust. Deswegen ist es irgendwie schwierig. Das ist Alice, glaube ich, Lady of Lament. Ich glaube, das müsste Alice sein, ne? Oder Malice? Eine von beiden. Ich glaube, das ist Alice. Die hat nämlich keine Bubus. Das hat wirklich schon ganz schön creepy, ne? Der Arm ist auch ein bisschen detached vom Körper. Jo, Alice, Lady of Lament, ja. Das hat die gerade die Trap-Card zurückpackt. Ja. Zumindest habe ich die gerade schon mal gesehen. Boah. Wer jetzt bei den ersten Bildern da redet, ist einfach Gott. Die sind halt so hart reingezoomt, das ist schon schwierig. Ach, das ist dieser Kack-Schinken da, ne? Das ist ein Level 2 Monster, glaube ich. Ja, das ist dieser komische Schinken. Ich bin, wie ihr merkt, furchtbar schlecht für den Namen, aber ich kenne die Karten halt. Ne? Jetzt müssen die Karte kenne ich. Irgendwas mit P. Keine Ahnung. Ist halt kein Schinken? Das ist doch Schinken, oder? Oder bin ich dumm? Ist doch Schinken. Leaf Place. Dabei ist der Name eigentlich super einfach. So Level 3 Monster, ich war komplett woanders. Aber ist trotzdem Schinken. Also das ist echt schwierig, ne? Das ist halt Stratos. Ist ich mal nah dran. Digga, wo war ich denn gerade? Ist halt alle Kino? Oder ist halt dieses Abyss Actor Link 1? Ich glaube, das ist das Link 1 Abyss Actor Monster, ne? Nee, das wäre ganz anderes. Wer ist der Mad Hatter oder so ein Scheiß? Auch ein wildes Päckchen hier oben. Mad Hacker, okay. Irgendein random Cybersmonster wieder. Das ist schon das Monster. Kannst du ins 2 spielen. Let's go. Eine Hand, die ein Schwert hält. Raketenkrieger. Ist nicht der Raketenkrieger. Das ist ein Bogen, glaube ich, ne? Sieht aus wie eine Sylvan-Karte. Ist ja diese komische Katze? Hallo Magier. Mir geht's wunderbar. Ich errate nur keinen dieser Karten. Ja, das ist auf jeden Fall diese komische Katze. Ich habe nur keinen Plan, wie die heißt. Mein Cash trotzdem eins der besten Decks. Ja, aber es gibt einen Unterschied, ob du halt unter Arise halt spielen kannst oder ob du halt unter Arise halt nicht spielen kannst. Silverwine Senri. Das Battle sagen wir nicht. Ja, cool. GSD-Grad. Irgendwas Grünes. Okay, das hilft mir schon mal nicht weiter. Ja. Hilft mir auch nicht weiter. Danke. Was zum F? Ach, das Petit-Ding. Oder das hat hier Backing Light. Nee, das ist der Petit Shining Angel, wie das Ding heißt. Dem fehlt halt voll der Heiligenschein. Man sieht halt vorher, wo die das rausgenommen haben. Das ist genau da der Heiligenschein. Shining Piscephilia. Das ist ein Rockmonster. Okay.
Now, Firewall Dragon is
Kann ich
bigger
hier
than
schicken.
ever, starring Cyberstorm Access.
Bigger than
The new
ever.
100-card
Yes.
Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG Booster Set. It's got new cards for today's hottest decks, adds new decks you can build, and buffs some old favorites. New cards for all kinds of decks. Cyberstorm Access. 9 cards per pack, each pack sold separately.
Für einen neuen Support nochmal 8 Karten mehr aus dem Extra-Deck kriegen kann. Ja, das stimmt. Du musst es nur schaffen. Und in einem Format, wo irgendwie jedes Deck gefühlt 10 bis 15 Hände spielt, ist das schwierig, das überhaupt zu accomplishen. Oh, ich weiß, ich kenne die Karte. Ich kenne die Karte. Ich weiß aber nicht, wie sie heißt. Ja. Wo alle dachten, das ist ein Morphthronisch Monster, aber es ist halt kein Morphthronic Monster. Obwohl halt genauso aussieht wie ein Morphthronisch Monster. Ja, aber Albedo muss trotzdem das Feld kriegen. Genau, Mechanical Monstrosity. Das ist irgendwas ein Morphthronic Monster hätte sein müssen, was es aber nicht ist. Warum auch immer. Das ist halt ein Calculator. Ist krass, wie schön nur Pixel das einfach nur ist, ne? Ist der Wahnsinn. So aus wie irgendein Magier auf jeden Fall. Yep, ich bleib bei Magier auf jeden Fall. Ach, hier, wie heißt dieses Illusion-Ding? Also Dark Illusion oder sowas? Das Ding kann halt Magician Swords enden. Illusion of Chaos, ja. Ich bin bei Namen echt unglaublich schlecht. Also wirklich unglaublich schlecht. Das ist eine Dogmatiker-Karte. Call ich jetzt schon. Ist das Fleur de Lis? Das könnte doch das neue Ritualmonster sein hier, die Kleine da. Ja, das ist total Monster. Frag mich nicht, wie der heißt. Ich weiß, dass der Level 4 Monster ist und was halt ein Spellcaster Total Monster ist. Hier ist es auf jeden Fall. Frag mich aber nicht, wie die heißt. Right Relic of Dogmatica. Jo, Level 4. Immerhin wusste ich das.
And welcome back, everyone. It's the UK National Championship 2023, and here we are back for round number 3.
Round number 3 indeed, at the largest UK National Championships ever.
Ever.
It's very exciting.
Over 1,000 players, and for this feature match we have...
Connor Zhao?
Zhu? Zhao?
We probably should have asked.
Connor Z.
Also über 1000 Spieler sind die größte UK Nationals. Crazy.
Not a matchup we would expect to see this format. I mean,
Überlegen, also das heißt, die German Nationals sind wirklich die größten in ganz Europa,
I
ne?
really like you were telling me you really love playing this deck Dragon.
Yes, this is what I'm personally playing at home. I have the full Dragon Link deck with Bestials, as we can see here. Yeah, playing. It's a big engine. I mean, you play everything, pretty much. Yeah, just that 3. You know, you discard the Lebellion. Usually want to go for Magnamut, the best one. Banish a Light and Dark, especially in this matchup.
Banishing a Light and a Dark is such like iconic Yu-Gi-Oh. You know, you're summoning your Black Upper Soldier, you're summoning your Chaos Ultra Dragon.
Or your Magnamut in this case.
Also Dragon Link. Let's go.
It is great fun, isn't it?
Game 1, gehen wir
I think our
rein.
players are ready, so let's head on over to the table and take a look at this matchup here. So yeah, we talked about Connor playing Dragon Link.
I think
and
we've got a bit of a surprise for Ruben.
Oh yeah, why is that?
Well, we're gonna have to wait. Oh,
So, da haben
it's
wir's.
already been spoiled there. The big E.
That's kind of what I was
Shit,
getting at here. Banishing a Light and Dark in this matchup. I mean,
yeah, the big Eldritch in the room. There we go.
you know, if we put Golden Lord in the graveyard, then I think Connor's going to be quite happy about that, isn't he?
Well, the Bestials, like, they're quite good, you know, without banishing cards from your opponent's
Yeah, of
graveyard.
course.
But when you get that, no.
Wait, what?
shot Did I just see that card?
Huh?
No way. No way is that a Magic Cylinder.
Is this it's a burn Eldritch deck?
No.
That's crazy.
Pack mal den Chat
Oh, you won the
rein.
dice roll as well. We're going first with set 4.
It's funny because I'm seeing those 3 skill drains in Connor's side deck. I wonder how happy he'll be
Yeah,
when
he's-
Ruben plays it against him.
He's not going to need that, is he?
He's probably not going to need that. And there's not really many effects that Eldritch use on the field.
Oh Lord, that's terrifying. I mean, listen, if your opponent sets 4 with Dragon Link, normally you're very good at just like playing
warte
through
mal da.
some of those defensive cards.
Sollte reichen. Scheiß auf.
I mean,
Werde mich
if
später
it's
noch
burn
kümmern.
you, then you know this might be a bit of a different type of duel. We'll see.
Oh.
Here. Skill drain comes down and flips.
Also sehen wir
immediately on
gerade
the
hier
first
Dragon Link
effect
weg.
of this
Ist
duel.
ältlich.
If I'm Connor here, I'm like 100% this is Labyrinth, right? Set 4, activate skill drain. That's a Labyrinth
For
game
sure,
plan.
yeah.
But there are many decks that can set 4 and activate skill drain.
Yeah, I mean, you know, burn is one of them apparently. A bit of a weird hand by Connor here. So obviously you don't want to start with Recharger. You normally want to tutor that out of the deck with the Tracer. But he also has the Psychic Soldier who rides on storms and currents of lightning in his hand.
Wo ist mein
Do you know which one
Verreckungswort?
card that is?
Oh, I see. I
Gute
see what
Frage.
you're going for here. That's not the good one.
That's definitely not the good side frame. Okay, this is huge. You know, one of my favorite 2-card combos where that involve like activating a discard to search is you know, Chaos Space discard Absorrouter.
But then you get you're not supposed to get a bonus off your discard because you already get a
Exactly.
bonus when it's in the graveyard. You can banish it. You can draw an extra card.
I think-
Shuffle back one of your light or dark dragons.
Exactly.
Ja.
One of my other favorites as well is
Skill Drain auf jeden Fall.
Pendulum Call, discard Dartworm. You know, do love that.
Die Frage ist, hat Connor überhaupt einen Out in seinem Deck, um Skill Drain überhaupt zu outen?
Yeah, I mean, you don't really want to discard in Pendulum, but anyway, enough about Pendulum. We are special summoning Wyvern. Not
Battle
going to be
phase,
able to do much in terms of our monster effects, but they do float and search copies of each other. Chaos Space allows you to recycle. What is that?
I'm as lost as you
Oh, I think it's magical cylinders.
Dein Ernst?
Right? I think
Das ist
there's a
freaking
am I right?
Ernst.
I think it is.
Das ist die Karte, die Magical Cylinder aus dem Deck
I think
setzen
it
kann.
just sets cylinder from the deck.
are. No way.
I'm pretty sure that's what it does.
Does it not do anything else? It's just a card that says set a magic.
Okay, look, I'm not like 100%, but there it is.
Das ist gerade echt passiert.
Now that you say you know what that card is.
Well, he just went and said it, so I suppose that is indeed what it does.
This is
Is it continuing? No, it just sets it. Okay, so he's attacking for 1,000
this
here.
is an extra line of like.
Das
you know,
Witzige ist, er kann sie ja diese Runde nicht
play
mal
against
aktivieren,
someone
oder?
playing Magical Cylinder. It's one thing if you like lose to them, but if you lose in a feature match to someone playing Magical Cylinder,
You're never gonna live it down, are you?
Er hat einen
Okay,
zweiten
so
davon.
here's a magic. Oh, you know what I just noticed, by the way? Just as a small sort of technical perspective here, did you notice that
He activated the wrong one.
Well, I don't think you can use it in the turn it's set,
Oh, okay.
but he is.
Yeah, because he activated a second one.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if like that matters. Like, oh no, my opponent knows I have a second cylinder. I guess they'll just never attack.
I think they'll probably attack.
At least it's not going to be for game anyway.
Why was the Magical Cylinder banished? Do you know what it does in Graveyard?
Let's try bring that up on screen.
Vielleicht so um die Karte mal lesen, ne?
It looks
Not
like
on screen, sorry,
my
but
guess
I'll
is that it
have a
doubles
look.
the damage from Magical Cylinder because you can see that Connor's taken.
Oh, right. Did he? Oh, is it doubled?
Well, he's taken 3,400, right?
Der
Oh, God.
and the
macht den
monster
Schaden
attack
doppelt
at
so hoch.
1,700. That's my guess. I was thinking to myself throughout the turn as to whether Connor had a good answer to skill drain in his deck, and I was thinking he might have to make an access code talker, but I think the Hieratic Seal just does a perfectly good job of adding skill drain. Because you can just do it in your opponent's end phase, tribute it.
Yeah, no, you've telegraphed that perfectly. This card does indeed just double the damage when you banish it from your graveyard. So definitely something to keep an eye on here. Is that a Heavenly Prison?
That's a very shiny Heavenly Prison.
Oh wow, that it's great in this type of deck here.
I love
Jetzt haben sie ihr
this card.
Mikrofon umgestellt und es hört sich an, als wären sie quasi mitten in der Venue. Auch nicht schlecht.
Yeah, the whole effect is activating in the hand. Just remember, it must be his main phase now.
Burn-Karten.
I mean, typically
Plus
you just go for
Floodgates.
like extra, right?
Der ist
like
bestimmt
draw
der
cards typically is what you
Liebling auf
what you
jeder
wanna
Party.
get with this. I assume it's probably the best target in his deck here.
Okay.
That's huge.
Yeah, the seal. The skill drain is an old school card, I guess. I'm not sure how many cards nowadays do this, but skill drain only negates effects of monsters that are resolving on the field, whereas a lot of cards nowadays that they target a monster on the field, they negate it. So if that monster effect activates on the field, it will still be negated. So for example, if you infinite impermanence a Hieratic Seal, if your opponent didn't chain it, then you activate it on the field, even though it's resolving in the graveyard. It activated on the field, so
Guten Abend, Junge.
Skill drain
Was,
only
wo ist denn bei
negates
dir
the
Abend?
monster effect
Wir haben
while they're on the field. So because it's
halb zwei.
resolving from the graveyard, it will resolve and return the skill drain to Ruben's hand, which is a big bonus for Connor now because he can play his next turn unencumbered by skill drain and get a search of Bestial Magma. But I was talking too much, so I didn't see what he said.
Findet ihr eigentlich das besser oder findet ihr das so besser? Was findet ihr besser? Habt ihr es ganz gern so groß wie möglich oder ein bisschen kleiner? Was findet ihr schöner?
And Connor now gets to play out this full turn here without the disruption of the skill drain. To be fair, like the fact that he's siding skill drain shows that dragons don't particularly care that much about it. We do definitely just want to try and get as much removal as possible with dragon to try and stop our opponent from, you know, burning us with more cylinders and such.
Yeah, I love it. Like skill drain, kind of it does affect Connor's deck quite a lot, but I guess the idea is it affects your opponent's deck more.
Yeah.
So if there's a skill drain up, it just turns into a battle of whoever has the biggest monster.
Yep,
so if you think you can
Schrieben,
summon the biggest
guten
monster
Abend.
with your dragon deck, then it's
Stark.
a
Which
good
is,
choice.
you know, very easy to do. You know, Dissipator, Chaos Angel.
Yeah, Dissipator is huge. Like it's absolutely massive, 3,500, and yeah, as you said, Chaos Angel.
Yeah, just even the Bestials, you know, they're just very easy to summon.
Yeah, and they
splash
replace
out into the
themselves, and Druid Worm will still send cards to the graveyard even under skill drain. So
Exactly.
I think it's a good choice, and it is quite a popular side deck choice for this Dragon Link deck.
I've been playing this deck, you know, on and off for years now. I mean, there's been so many iterations of this. You know, even when we had Halka Fibrax, when we had the going even further back, like Guard Dragon LP.
I was going to say, when it had LP and Eclipse Wyvern, it was insane.
Yeah. It's been through so many iterations. Over the course
Okay, er hat sich schon mal das Out für Skill Drain aufs Feld gesetzt. Das ist
Some
schon mal
people
viel
are still
wert.
massive fans of it, and Connor figured that this would be a good event to try it out. And it's not simple. That's the thing. Like the thing, what I was trying to get at was like previously the combos felt a lot more linear. You know, you kind of set up LP, Pisty, and then you sort of go through like a linear line. But it's not really like that anymore. Every hand in Dragon feels very sort of, you know, go with the flow.
It's always fun to. It's fun to have a deck where it kind of does something slightly different every time, isn't it? And you can, you know, have to do something different depending on what your hand is. Connor just reminding himself there. So Branded Beast would allow him to tribute a dragon monster and destroy a card his opponent controls. But because Lord of the Heavenly Prison is still revealed, you won't be able to destroy any face-down spell trap cards.
Ja,
Well,
aber die
not any
offene Liste
spell
ist das
trap
Wichtige.
cards, that might be-
No, it's all face downs actually, because I know this because it protects Subterra Guru from being destroyed when it's face down, which is a popular card in the Subterra engine. Not sure if we'll see any of that in Top Cut this weekend.
So I'm wondering, if we're going to see some magical cylinder action further this
Oh,
turn.
kannst du noch ein bisschen was
So
drüber
Connor
schieben.
should probably be cognizant of the fact that there is
Bisschen
another one
größer.
set there.
So.
Yeah. So does the magical cylinders, like it doesn't let you activate the card on the turn it's set or anything like that?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
But it will double the damage as we saw earlier.
Pisti.
Okay, so this is the great thing about the Collapse Serpent and the Wyver Burst. They're pairing so well with one another, especially with things like Branded Regained in this deck.
Oh yeah, I love it. And with Chaos Space as well, it's like, well,
Yeah.
you can limit me to one, but I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll keep putting it back. Do you remember these cards were very cool at 3 for the longest time, and then I think when
Yeah.
Link Monsters came out,
So
they
King
needed
sagt,
to be
ich weiß, dass ich eine neue
restricted.
Karte
Yeah, it
bekomme.
was like popularized, I want to say,
Aber
like
mehr weiß ich
late
vom Deck nicht.
2014 with the Shadows.
Es fühlt sich ein bisschen gimmicky an, nachher so einen Bossmonster rauszukriegen mit so viel Investment für eine einzige
Generally was
Karte.
the ratio used to play, and they've just been in and out, like depending on the Chaos decks for a while.
I
And
mean, they're so powerful, aren't they? You just summon a
Yeah.
card for free, and then it floats into a new one that you can also summon for free. Like,
it's just one of the most iconic things of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like the Chaos variant, the Chaos engine and decks. You know.
Oh my God.
There's a secret barrel.
how many cards has Connor got? Because it's a
It
lot.
is a lot. I mean, that's the thing about Dragon Link. They accrue so much advantage with cards
He's
in
just
hand
counting.
as well.
That's 5 cards in play,
So
and then
if
he's got
we-
5 or 6 in hand.
Yeah. So if we go for what, like
That's
assume there's
2,000 maybe.
10 cards total. Is it 200 per card?
Burn decks.
Yeah.
Okay, so 26.
You've
Okay.
not, but that won't be destroyed. So let's keep that in mind.
Okay, that should not be destroyed currently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Connor
he's
just,
noticed that. He's realized that. To be fair, Ruben also missed it as well. But the judge has clarified that the prison will indeed keep this. So he just kind of loses a body there, which is really
Well, I think it
unfortunate.
was intentional because he wanted to have less cards, so you take less damage with Secret Barrel.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know how intentional. I don't know if it's worth
I just
it,
figured based
but-
on the body language that Connor had there, it seemed like that wasn't deliberate.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Especially when you consider the fact that you want to go for like triple bursts, right? To set
That's
up
true.
that Pisty
Yeah.
line.
I mean, maybe he was obviously willing to tribute the card. He also wanted to destroy it.
Zurück auf Magier mehr. Ja, kann sein. Ich habe es mir wirklich dann durchgelesen.
200 less damage. But
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really worth it. It's like 200 damage.
Yeah, it's losing a body there doesn't seem great, but anyway,
You've obviously not played enough Secret Barrel.
not quite
This is
familiar
a
with
card
the.
that I think
Triple
evokes
burst,
quite strong
okay.
feelings in Yu-Gi-Oh players who have played against these
Was holst du jetzt
strategies
zurück?
before, things like Just Desert, Secret Barrel,
Yep. Ceasefire. Don't forget
Ceasefire, don't forget Ceasefire.
Ich schätze mal Magnum. Ja.
Ceasefire doesn't work when you give your opponent a bunch of tokens with a Geometria though, so...
Yeah, it's effect monsters, right?
Yeah, exactly. Can't give your opponent tokens anymore though, because too many decks I think will happily link them off.
Isn't Triple Burst really randomly good in this matchup?
You know what?
It's like an Armades style card, isn't it?
What is in it when your opponent... I think it might negate effects during
It-
the damage step only, or it might be in the battle phase.
It definitely negates Ray, 100%, because this was like a very kind of common thing you would do against Sky Striker back in, maybe a couple years ago. You would like attack over a Shizuku or a Kagari, and you'd be able to negate Ray with the Triple
Yeah.
Burst. So I would assume it probably stops Cylinder as well.
Wohl-
Money is on...
Ja, also den habe ich
damage
so nicht
stuff.
gelesen, den
And not
Support.
buff.
Ich kann mich zwar nicht mehr dran erinnern,
But
aber
I
den
might
habe ich
be-
gelesen.
Okay.
It is quite neat. It's not really affect anyone uses. As far as like everyone is
Race on
concerned,
normal
Triple Burst
summon.
Dragon is a dragon monster with the appropriate link arrows, so that you can activate your Pisty.
Ja,
One of the
okay.
most formidable dragon cards in recent years. It is Boral and the Dragon, the Link 5 monster. Not a lot of Link 5s in Yu-Gi-Oh! But
I'm loving it now that they're releasing more. There's like Link 5 Firewall monsters, Link 6 Firewall monsters. It's great.
Tetrahertz recently, I think,
Yeah.
from Cyberstorm Access, as well as Singularity and as a Link 6.
Yeah, I think it's really fun.
I really wanted to talk about that deck, but we'll focus on it another day. I was really hoping to see
Baron.
some Cyberse deck utilizing the new Singularity, but I
Baron
guess we'll
ist
have to
tatsächlich
settle for
gut.
good old bar on the floor here, as this is going for, yeah, this would be game, but I guess it's not really possible to deal, like Baron doesn't do much here because of the protection of prison. Looks like we're going for a direct attack now.
Well, Baron can still negate a magic cylinder, right?
Yes.
It can't destroy something.
Aber er hat nur noch 2 6 live und er wird
Like,
sterben.
It's kind of. Okay, so Baron attacks. We get a replay to redeclare onto the Hakero. Interesting that we didn't use the prison in the hand, by the way.
Yeah, I was wondering. It's been chilling in the hand for quite a while.
Yeah. So on resolution of a activation of a spell and trap, you should be able to use prison.
Yeah, but I think maybe he's holding it to keep the protection effect, so he can protect his magic cylinder, because maybe that's his game plan here. Because Connor is down to 2,600 life points, so
Yeah, dwindling
magic
right
cylinder
now.
resolving on either of these monsters would end the game.
So is that
But
it?
it doesn't look like it's going to resolve because there's a Baron de Fleur.
Yeah. No.
Um,
That's enough here to negate. But why is prison not being summoned yet?
Well, you can't summon it now because the magic cylinder didn't resolve.
It's just the Quaquero. You should have just brought it down. No.
It should possibly, yeah.
Maybe. Unless we're missing something here, but
Das
yeah,
Game- nee,
Baron
ist nicht
negating
Game.
the magic cylinder means we're not going to take fatal
Wegen
damage.
Hakero.
and, I mean, isn't this just game from Connor? Ruben's on 6,000, right?
Well, the first attack was blocked.
Oh, true. Yeah, it was bought by the Quaquero. Magic cylinder coming down on, was negated. So, I think Connor's in a really good spot now.
100%.
Yeah, like.
He's used the Baron negation, so I don't know how many millions of cards he has. I'm wondering, Ruben's last card in hand is Skill Drain, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Du kannst Hakero nicht im selben Zug machen.
So he's got to draw something useful.
Sollte die reine
Maybe
Karten
a
nicht mal
Secret
kennen.
Bow. I don't know if Secret Bow. I was thinking that would be the
I think
best card. I don't know if Connor's got enough cards for Secret Bow to just flat out end the game.
Secret Blast might work. Doesn't that one do 300?
That's 300 per card on the field.
Oh, is it field only?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to know your burn. But if it's destroyed by a card effect,
Extra into multi.
Es fragte den Judge, ob meine Karte wirklich das tut, was da
I like that.
draufsteht.
That's a good out. It's always a good out. Pot of greed into. Can't do it with one card. Let's do it with two.
Because we can't use the beast, the branded beast in the end phase.
Branded Beast can only be used during the main phase, yeah?
Well, it's just you need a bestial to act to.
Oh, you
to
need that
use
as
it.
well. That's a good point.
I think that's the act.
Ja, da spielt jemand ernsthaft den
Yeah,
magischen
I think,
Zylinder. Und er
Connor
spielt
could
sogar den
tag out
Launcher.
his Baron de Fleur into a bestial, right?
True. Yeah, because
Because he's already used the negation.
Baron is one of the few monsters, I suppose, that have the once while on the field clause. Not very typical these days, but can tag it out into a bestial to turn on that branded beast.
It's kind of nice. It's once while it's on the field, but once you've used it, you can just swap it for another monster.
Swap it out for another monster, yeah.
Yeah.
Just tagging and looping with
It's like playing Gladiator Beasts in 2023.
Oh, jetzt hat er die andere Trap gezogen, die nichts bringt. Jetzt geht er für
Okay,
Magnamut,
that's
ne?
exactly what he's going to do here.
Yeah,
Yep,
Magnamut.
and Magnamut gets to activate Resolve in the end phase to search for any dragon monster.
Und damit hat er die Möglichkeit, Skill zu schießen und dann macht er nicht mehr,
Setting
nichts mehr.
to here from Ruben and revealing the prison in hand. So
Possibly
he has to
a
chain to the prison reveal here
Yeah.
to
slight
destroy a card.
misordering, maybe.
Ja, das hätte man vielleicht
You
andersrum
just
machen sollen.
activated the prison.
Er ist
You're
einfach,
setting cards.
er ist
don't
einfach
need to
der
have a
beste
set already
Spieler der
Activate
Welt.
the set.
Well, the important thing here is Connor actually kind of missed the best card.
He missed the skill drain, right? But
Yeah.
skill drain is not going to protect Ruben from taking.
No, but if he pairs it up with a walling of the Golden Lord, it could help, potentially. Because this Conquistador gets to activate in the end phase to set a Eldixir.
Aber wenn der LTX hier macht, kann
I don't
der
know the Eldritch
das
cards that well. I'm going to be
Ding
honest
nicht mehr
with you.
specialen.
Really? Not an Eldritch Enjoyer?
I'm not an Eldritch enjoyer.
Wow,
Also wenn er das
okay.
versucht,
So
Special Eldlich
in a almost beneficial way here.
über
actually,
Elixir
the Branded Beast hitting the Conquistadors
und dann versucht er den Lord zu specialen,
kind of helping
den
Ruben,
Heavenly
because it gives
Prison.
him
Pass mal
access
auf,
to that Golden
wird passieren.
You can banish them. All of them have an effect in the graveyard, right?
Yes, so either the main phase or I think it's in the end phase for the Golden Lands in the end phase and the Elixirs.
Aber er kriegt jetzt eine Endphase Druiswurm
So it's one effect
und
per
wenn er
turn, so I
Druiswurm
believe
holt,
it's
hat er
the
gewonnen.
last turn.
Weil Druiswurm
So they
outet
should
halt
get,
den
like,
Lord.
Sanguine plus another Elixir if he really wants to, 'cause there is
Also er
a
kann
Quaquero
Skill
in
Drain
the
plus den
graveyard
Lord
as well,
outen.
isn't there?
Das ist schon...
Well, he activated it.
Ah, er
last
macht's.
turn. I don't know if anything.
Er macht so.
Yeah.
It's so
Warum?
So you should-
Du
you should
weißt
be
doch, dass da ein
able to
Skill Drain
use it
liegt.
this turn. And the skill drain, I mean, a little bit not very useful in a situation where your opponent has monsters,
Yeah,
especially big borrow ends.
Yeah, especially when their monsters are bigger than yours.
But, oh god, alright, we're just going to flip that immediately in the standby phase. Ruben's getting critical here. Both players deadly low right now.
Okay.
It's not often you play a game where, like, we were talking about this before, right? Often you don't need to record life point changes because it just happens, you know, you take complete control of the board, you
Yeah.
swing and win the game in one turn. But now, There's a lot of life point changes going back and forth, being extremely relevant.
Kann ich die Karte jetzt aktivieren? Ich will die Karte jetzt
Ruben just
aktivieren.
resolving his Lord of the Heavenly Prison. So this will turn off its negation because it's no longer revealed in the hand.
Yeah.
So you do need to be cognizant of that if you are both Ruben and Connor. And he will be able to set a trap, but he won't be able to activate whatever trap he sets this turn.
Typically, it's always follow-up you go for with the prison, right?
Yeah.
But the worst thing here is, as you mentioned, like the non-protection effect kind of switches off now.
He might be fetching an extra burn card just to see if he can...
I mean, it is game if you go for... You can't use it that turn, can you?
Aber hätte sich jetzt einfach nur den Druidson geholt, hätte doch alles dodgen können. Warum hat er denn den Red Eyes
I
geholt?
was wondering what he was doing with his sunglasses. He's just put them on top of his head, but I was wondering if they were going to come on and he was going to say, deal with it.
No, he's just being blinded by the light that is Skill Drain's immense glare here, I suppose.
It's the Lord of the Heavenly Prison. That's the shiny one.
Oh, he's going for Secret Blast. All right.
Secret Blast. So weit wirst du nicht kommen,
Is
mein
that enough
Freund.
to do 26? I'm not sure if it is.
Erste Aronie.
Well, he'd have to survive the turn.
Yeah, which I don't think he's going to. Do you not think like something like Waking the Dragon is something you maybe have to be scared of? Probably
Anything
not,
is
no.
possible.
Yeah, no, you never know.
Waking the Dragon is a scary card.
I mean, Eldritch Bird is out here 2-0 at the National Championship, so literally anything is possible, All right, there's that Sanguine from last turn here, so it does get to wall up alongside the prison. The question is, like, what does it really achieve for you?
Well,
They're both level 10s, right?
are you thinking Gustav?
Aber kann nicht der Drache alle angreifen?
Okay, so
Als spezialische Monster?
Golden Lord can turn off Skill Drain at some point, if you really want to, by putting it in the graveyard.
Wo kann am
And
besten
maybe
die
you could
Boxes
overlay or
drucken?
something, but I don't know. I feel like you're not going to be able
Du
to
kannst ja bei
go anywhere
Seiten,
near
bei
through
Leuten
that
da diese
flow
Boxes halt auch
with,
kaufen für 1, 2 Euro oder was.
with your opponent on like 18 cards in possession.
So, Skilldrain
So it looks
geschossen.
like the branded beast. He's just going to get rid of the skill drain. That's fair enough. It's sometimes you can just cheese it, just destroy one of the monsters, and then swing over with your barrel end, and then maybe find a game that way. But I
Aber
think
jetzt noch 1,
if
5.
you just turn off the skill drain, that's kind of the safe option in the long run, right?
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
it means you're going to resolve. You have to be very sure if you're not.
Aber
destroying the
das
skill
kann der
drain,
Brawl End nicht
you
einfach
have a
alle Monster
definite
angreifen,
path
Marina?
to victory. Whereas this, you can just once you've destroyed the skill drain, you can just do whatever. You can make Baron de Fleur again, for example, or you can tribute summon a Cyclone Driver.
Oh, Borrel End attacks all monsters. Of course,
Oh.
remember. So flexing a little bit there with the Tribute Summon Driver for game from Connor.
Well, you said you told
Okay,
me that
kann man machen.
Cypher Driver wasn't a useful draw.
Oh, listen, all I told you was that he was a psychic soldier that rides on currents of battle or something. Sorry, I've messed that one up.
Forces of Lightning
But
into
yes,
battle. There you go.
exactly.
Ja, kannst du mit OTG-Karten auf jeden Fall
So,
testen, wenn
that
du
was
willst.
not quite the matchup you would probably expect to see coming into round 3, right? Especially if you're
don't-
XO.
Yeah,
Würde
I
ich
don't
sagen,
know what
ich
to
gehe
say,
mal
to be
ganz
honest.
kurz mich erleichtern.
I think Burn will always have a place in players' hearts. I think it's a kind of strategy because it's so different to all the other strategies you can do. Like obviously a lot of decks do a lot of different things, but most of the time the game involves around like card advantage, having a field that is impossible for your opponent to break, negating your opponent's cards. But Burn is completely different. It actually says, you know what, you've got 8,000 life points. My job is to get them down to 0. So it's just different, and it's cool.
Probably one of the most unique win conditions that has been relevant per se. We've seen a few like Exodia, we've seen things like that, but Burn has, like you said, like had some sort of a place in Yu-Gi-Oh! In and out for
I feel like
a
at
few years. Maybe not recently.
every event, there's always at
Someone
least
tries
one.
it,
Yeah,
attempts it.
Someone turns along and
Yeah.
they think, if I activate Skill Drain and Messenger of Peace, what's my opponent going to do?
Yeah, exactly. It's essentially, Mystic Mine, but
With
with
extra
extra steps and cards and draws, I guess. But yeah, Ruben is down a game, unfortunately, and it's probably not the best matchup for him, is it? Because Bestial Dragon Link has a lot of tools to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Connor very well using the Heraldic Seal
And the Seal,
the
yeah.
Beast. Yeah, so a lot of tools, to be honest, to deal with Skill Drain. We came up with 2 between us. And the fact that if your opponent's side decking it themselves, it's normally a bad sign.
True.
that it's good against
Yeah,
their deck.
exactly. Playing the Skill Drains himself. So hopefully we can get back to the table now and take a look at game number 2 as Ruben attempts to mount a comeback in this matchup. Okay, we'll join the table momentarily. Anyway, the Eldritch deck it's been around for a while. A few win conditions we've seen. Not really paired with Burn, has it?
No, I don't really know how they work together. I did enjoy the Magic
cards.
Cylinder. What, trap cards? I don't think trap cards is a theme. I mean, it kind of is a theme nowadays because if your deck runs trap cards, it has to have a good reason to run trap cards.
Exactly.
And I guess...
As powerful as Eldritch has ever been, I think was probably... Remember the... was it Link Cross? Sort of Halka Fibrax got one-card combos with Jet Synchron.
Yeah.
And then you like draw cards, and then you end on Herald, Savage, and I think one more other monster, plus like set 5, because you used to draw so many cards. I think it's probably as good as it was in 2020. But Ruben's still holding on for the Eldritch Pride there. Oh, gonna
Definitely
go first
resurfaced in Mastered all.
That's not a good card for Connor. Just setting 3, baby. What? What is that? Oh, it's in...
Oh, it's Wannabe.
Wannabe. Yeah,
This is a new card that I saw people playing in Labyrinth. It's a very cool card.
Do you know what it does?
Yeah, so it lets you
Okay.
discard it during either player's end phase, and you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and you can pick a trap and set it. I think something happens to the trap if you don't use it after a turn. I think it gets...
Hard to see the glare there, but I mean, there's a Solemn Judgment.
There's
That's
definitely a Solemn
That's
Judgment.
always solid.
But yeah, if you're forced into using Solemn Judgment, it's perhaps a bit weaker, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's the full extent of its text. But it popped up in another national championship. Someone was using it in Labyrinth.
Oh, it's like, it doesn't send the rest, okay? It puts them back to the bottom. It's like, it's Pot of Prosperity for
traps.
for traps, yeah.
Okay, schon wieder
But it's
weiter.
pretty good. You can use it
Ich
in
habe
your
gerade schon
opponent's
gesehen, er
deck.
hat Wannabe
So a lot of the
aktiviert.
weaknesses of
Wannabe ist eine
trap
coole
card
Karte übrigens.
effects and
Weil die es nicht
decks
wissen.
that run a lot of trap cards is that you have to wait a turn to use it, and you can't, if
Rivalry.
you're going second, you can't use it until your opponent's next
Ist
turn.
natürlich
If you use
gegen,
Wannabe in your opponent's end
Dragons
phase, then you
super
can actually trap
hilfreich.
card straight away.
Selten, was irgendwie
will
mich als
say
Zombie
that
wählt. Zu
I'm
setten.
feeling a little bit sorry for
aktivieren.
Ruben because this is
Sonst
probably
bringt das
like the
halt gar
hardest
nichts.
matchup, like genuinely, because dragons just are very resilient to so many of the popular floodgates.
I was looking at that. I was like, I mean, maybe he doesn't know. I mean, we can see here that we've called Connor's deck Dragon Link deck. And Ruben's got a card which says your opponent can only control one type of monster, which doesn't seem to be a massive issue.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, the fact that Dragon Link has, at some point, had topping deck lists with Rivalry, then that goes to show you just how much it doesn't really care. And as we've mentioned a few times, Connor's siding Skill Drain. So there's a lot of cards that don't do anything. Goes in match, Rivalry, Skill Drain. Oh no, I can only summon Dark Dragons. You know what I mean? It's like...
I mean, Rocket Tracer says that anyway.
Yeah. Self-inflicted goes in match.
I mean, it does prevent, like, Connor's kind of looking, because normally here your first step one
Ja,
would
aber
be Baron de
das
Fleur, but you
größere
can't summon
Bildchen
Baron de
hier.
Fleur at least. I'm pretty sure it's not a dragon.
He's probably a little bit scared to like just start beating down, right? Because of those cylinders, I suppose. So
Cylinder.
has to be a little bit conscious of the battle phase. So it looks like we're activating the effect of Striker Dragon to get Bootsec to launch here. That's the card
Mistake.
that I did want to say.
That's the one you
Mistake.
saw.
Connor's reading Mistake. That's amazing. That's
You
I
know
love
what?
that.
Crazy.
If a card has, if you asked me what does Mistake do, I would tell you. But if somebody flipped it against me in a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I hadn't seen it for
Wie
like
viele Flak
5
gibt's zu
years,
spielen? Antwort.
I would
Ja.
you know.
I guess it's probably one of the more, meta talking points that we didn't really touch upon. Going into this event here, we've seen like a lot of popularity with Drolla Lockbird, particularly against like the super heavy deck. It's not game ending against Kashtira, but it's still very strong.
Also Ruben macht sich auf
I
jeden
would
Fall nicht
personally
beliebt
be
mit
very
seinem Deck.
hesitant to
Können wir
enter
so
a tournament
festhalten.
with Dragon Link with such a powerful hand trap in the format.
Yeah, that and Dimension Shifter.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
agree.
it's all working against you, I think. So it's a pretty brave choice from Connor to try Dragon Link for this tournament.
Dragon Link is definitely a deck. I mean, I don't want to be mean to it, but I think it's overrepresented because of how fun it is.
True. Okay.
I don't know if that's mean. Like, I feel like it's definitely a strong deck.
Oh, he's not attacking.
But
well,
he did attack.
He did attack. Yeah.
But I feel like if it was a sort of similar power deck, people might not play it if it wasn't just so fun and so like iconic.
Oh, und jetzt zwei weitere. Wieder zwei
Solemn
Floodgates.
Judgment, I
Let's
guess,
go.
just went to the graveyard, right, because of not being used
Yeah,
from the wannabe.
yeah.
So I guess it prevented Connor from going in a little bit too hard. Just using the battle phase, trying to poke here, pop, blocking with the Conquistador, and Ruben's just going to set 2 and pass it back to Connor now. And I guess the ball is in the court of Connor now as he decides how much we want to play into the mystery back row here.
Ja.
I just noticed, Ruben, did he forget to use Conquistador on his own turn?
I was thinking that. Yeah, it just sets a card, right? So it's not negated by mistake or not prevented by mistake.
You
or
should
anything
be able
like
to
that.
get Sanguine off of it. So he's just kind of lost Lord access for no real reason. That's a bit unfortunate.
Du kannst das nicht in derselben Runde aktivieren, Junge. Was ist denn los mit euch?
Kind of using, it's good, like, I think,
Man muss es
when I say
draußen
like
ich hab hier
secondary effect, like, obviously the main effect people use every time of the
mit alles
Striker
aus
Dragon
hier und
is
trotzdem
the
bin ich einfach
boot sector launch,
erleuchtet.
which is kind of free, but it does have another effect that allows you to destroy a card you control on add a
Aber ich
rocket
werde
launcher
wahrscheinlich
back
nur
in your
das Game
graveyard.
jetzt streamen und dann bin ich auch schon wieder weg. Ich habe nicht so viel Zeit heute tatsächlich. Oder nicht so Lust zu streamen. Ich wollte einfach nur ein bisschen reingucken.
Oh, did he get the Sanguine? Okay,
No,
he definitely hasn't used
Conquistadors,
Conquistador, so he
yeah,
must have
it's
hard
still in
drawn
the
that.
graveyard, yeah.
Yeah, he must have hard drawn it. Okay, so this is pretty good from Ruben. He's locking dragons out with mistake and has a 28 wall here.
Ja, aber er kann ja einfach weglinken.
I'm a bit worried that the Recharger can pop the Druid Worm.
And send
Sorry,
the
not the
special
Recharger. I don't know why I called it Recharger. Rocket Tracer.
Yeah.
Can pop the Druid Worm, and that will allow you to send the Eldritch and then possibly Synchro Summon a Boral Savage.
Savage
Ich bin
Dragon
auf jeden
with a
Fall
singular-
nicht
singular
beeindruckt von dem
negate. I
Eldritch-Deck.
don't think would really get you there.
It's just something you can do.
Yeah, it is just an option.
I mean, it's not like it's supposed to end the game. Yeah, you could just sync. It looks like he's hovering over just Synchro Summoning Bestial Dispada. Cool here because you've played the deck a lot yourself, so you've got opinions.
Well, like you said, I think the most important thing was the send effect is what we wanted to go for here, and Dissipator is going to be able to destroy a card. I think, right? Is the only negate a card effect.
Negate a
monster
Negate a
effect.
monster effect
Ja.
because the banished Honeybee. So.
Der ist nicht Honeybee, der
I
ist
don't know if
Honeybee.
that's that
Honeybee ist ein
strong in
Pokémon.
this matchup, but
No, I was going to say, Ruben doesn't
Hello.
seem to have that many important monster effects.
Yeah.
I think he's activated one. Oh no, he's activated Lord of the Heavenly Prison.
yeah, like at best it
And
would like
wannabe.
yes, and it doesn't even destroy. So like if you reveal Lord hypothetically, you would just get to just use it again on the following turn. Same with Golden Lord, you would just lose a card on the field, which doesn't really matter because all of the elixirs and Golden Lands replace themselves, assuming we use them, which Ruben hasn't done yet with the Conquistador.
I think the Dispada.
Imperm für die letzte Karte in der Column.
He's just. I think he's just using it to
Stop the last back row.
stop whatever the last face down card is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very heads up play there. It's cool to have that extra effect of impermanence. Let's hope Ruben has remembered it and doesn't try and use it.
It's probably a bit concerning for Connor here because I saw there was a Book of Moon in his hand as well. Like, he just has nothing for this matchup. His side patterns are all over the place. And that's not to discredit him. He just doesn't
I was going to
have
say
anything.
he's supposed to have something for this
Yeah,
matchup.
exactly, right? Like, he just can't play many cards here, so we have to go for effect negation against the deck that plays Skill Drain. Like,
Well,
feels,
Book of Moon
that must
is-
feel really bad.
It's a good card around Skill Drain, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
you can
like Baron pop Skill Drain, chain your book or
exactly,
something.
yeah. It's one of the old school ways because that interaction's been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
Okay, er kann
so
jetzt
Boral
das
Savage with
negieren.
one negate.
Das reicht erstmal.
It's fine.
Is
I
it big
suppose.
enough to win the game? No, it gains half the attack of the Striker Dragon.
Oh,
it
Levi.
looks like a Levy
Yeah,
in here,
35
so that is enough
plus
to
Levy
win
in
the
here.
game.
Oh,
No?
is he going to destroy? Oh, he's going to destroy. Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I think he could have just attacked, but it seems to
Oh,
have
that's
ended
the end of the game
anyway.
here. Yeah, so that actually can't declare an attack. So Ruben scooping a little preemptively, I feel there.
Well, it didn't look like a situation he was going to come back from.
Potentially, yeah.
Ein bisschen
I can't
früh
fault him
wahrscheinlich.
for it.
Yeah. So that was a
Naja.
great display of Dragon Link.
Nach
I
dem
suppose.
Stellar Gameplay
I
werde
mean,
ich
not
mich
in a
aber auch wieder
conventional way, but
verabschieden.
Not in a
way to
conventional way.
circumvent
War
some of
schön, mir
those,
das ein bisschen
you know,
anzugucken.
It's a good test for a deck because obviously
War
decks
cool.
have their plan. They have their plan against meta decks.
Reicht
but
aber jetzt auch, ne?
If you want your deck to be kind
Ich
of
will einen schönen
robust
Tag.
to playing against different
Guckt euch Nations
strategies,
an.
you're
Ich
kind
glaube,
of
werden
skill
auf dem
drain
Top
goes
nachher ein
whatever.
paar
Like, it's cool
richtig
to know
interessante Sachen
that you
dabei
can
sein.
Deal with these kind of weird situations.
Den Rest
as well.
werden wir sehen.
Yeah.
Ich wünsche dir noch einen schönen Tag, ne?
We're gonna
Haut
have an
rein.
interview with
Ciao, ciao.
Connor momentarily. He can tell us a little bit about